Type of is this? So the 20-year-old OnlyFriends model that hit Shannon Sharpe with a $50 million lawsuit says that she is now retiring from OnlyFriends after settling the lawsuit with him.
Shannon Sharpe just quietly settled a $50 million, an SB lawsuit. And the case is now officially closed.
I gotta call out my man Shannon Sharpe, Mr. Booty Clapper himself. Mr. I'm all about that vanilla, acting like he's on top of the world. Keeping it extra hype. This dude will do anything for them snow bunnies. And for a minute, he really thought he had the game on lock. Fame hit him hard, had him walking around like he's the king of everything. After that Cat Williams interview, he really thought he was untouchable. With Club Shay Shay booming, Fox Sports clout, and his nightcap show running, old head out here moving like he's still 25. Now suddenly he thinks he can handle all these young chicks with pancake backs and IG filters.
I know precisely exactly what this means. It could only mean one thing. Let's take a look and see what she had to say. She says, today I have decided to retire from OF. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me over the past years. This community has given me a life I could have never imagined. I'll still be active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this next chapter. I love you all forever and ever. Shannon Sharpe lost. You got double crossed. You gotta pay the cost to be the boss. OF motto and 5. The only reason she is able to retire OF is because Shannon Sharpe, you lost the lawsuit and paid her a crazy bag. You put her into retirement.
That's where Gabrielle Zuniga slides in. Word is she was working somewhere in the same building as him out in LA, maybe at the gym or something. And once Shannon spotted her, it was a wrap. He was like, yeah, she getting full admission to No Condom City Community College. And he went full send, dropping cash, tricking heavy, Vegas trips, high-end vibes, zero protection. Thought he was living the dream, but the dream flipped into a mess real fast. Gabrielle started dropping receipts, text messages, wild ones too. One she allegedly posted said something like, you forced it in my... Yeah, it got real ugly. Shout out to the last dude who was really speaking up though. Props to Project Keith on TikTok. That brother's been connecting the dots. But Shannon, let's keep it real. You're the same dude that calls yourself Unc, always out here schooling folks like you got all the wisdom. But now, what is this? What happened to all that game you've been preaching? Now it's looking like Unc is down real bad. And that's the wild part, because Shannon Sharpe worked for everything he got. That's what makes this whole mess so crazy. Shannon always said it himself. He didn't make it to the NFL off raw talent. Nah, it was straight up grind mode, hustle, discipline. Dude was a 7th round pick, undersized wide receiver who had to switch positions just to survive. Became a tight end, put in the work, and made it all the way to the Hall of Fame. Meanwhile, his brother Sterling, he was a natural. Smooth hands, big plays, the full package. Sterling Sharpe was a beast in the 90s, no doubt. But Shannon, he earned every yard with sweat and sacrifice. Then he flipped that football legacy into a whole new lane, sports media. He didn't just show up at Fox Sports 1, he took over. Held his own, ran that table, made Club Shay Shay pop off on his own terms, even skipped the ESPN route and built his own lane. That's hustle. That's smart. But now this whole drama with Gabrielle? Man, when Shannon was winning Super Bowls with the Ravens back in 2000, that girl wasn't even born yet. Let that sink in. It's like getting rocked by a 13-year-old in public. Not that it can't happen, but come on, bruh. Why even be in that situation to begin with?
Releasing those messages didn't help. If you knew this was going to be the outcome, you could have kept those. And you know, Shannon used to be good to give you a nice little sermon, nice little quote about life. But now, every time I hear one of these, the only thing that's going to pop up in my head is gravy. And then I know the case got dismissed, but there was a settlement involved. The settlement must have been so good that this lady said, I am retiring from OF. And I know this was a finesse play. And I know a lot of people gonna wanna, throw all the blame on the woman trying to extort him and all this and all that. But then again, you gotta understand. As a man, you got money, you got a reputation, you got all this good stuff going for you. You should never, ever allow yourself to be put in a situation like this. Because this costed him more than whatever the settlement was, because he lost sponsorships. And he probably gonna lose out on possible future sponsorships because of this. Over some damn baby grease.
Hanging around someone that young, that wild, that unpredictable, that's how you end up hurt. Not just physically, but your whole name gets dragged. You can't be OG 1 minute, then caught slipping like this the next. Shannon Sharpe really got finessed by someone who barely scraped through high school. And now she out here bragging about retiring from OnlyFans like she just wrapped up a Grammy tour. Wild. He went out sad for a woman he wasn't even married to, saving her like it was some kind of fairy tale rescue. And let's not forget, this is the same man who's made some real messy comments about black women in the past. And now look, can anybody even take him seriously anymore? The same unk who used to drop game is now the punchline. Come on, man. Truth is, he had to settle. Not out of guilt, but because dragging this thing out any longer was gonna mess up everything. ESPN brand deals, Club Shay Shay, all of it was on the line. The longer it dragged, the messier the bag got. So he cut a check, took the L, a multi-million-dollar L at that. Now Shorty just gotta stash that money into an IRA or something and chill. Her lawyer, Tony Busby, he's eating good off that case. He's getting his slice and not losing a wink of sleep. They didn't even bother showing up in Nevada the first time, like they knew they already had it in the bag. At first, I thought maybe Shannon could walk away with a W. Nope, man's folded. And why? To keep his career from crashing. He ain't trying to end up like Macklemore, famous one day, forgotten the next. Here's the thing for every black man out here who got some status. Don't get it twisted. Just cause you up now doesn't mean you're untouchable. Most of us ain't really like that the way we think we are. You gotta practice some self-capitalization. Some of y'all avoid that like it's a disease, but if Shannon had been focused on building himself, he'd be solid right now.
Shannon Sharpe has reached a resolution with the woman who accused him, ending a legal battle that began earlier this year. Her attorney, Tony Busby, posted the news on Instagram writing, after protracted and respectful negotiations, I'm pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon resolution. He added that all matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice. That means that the case cannot be refiled in the future. The terms of the settlement haven't been made public, and neither side has issued any further comment. Now it's resolved behind closed doors, with no trial, no public testimony, and no official finding.
I saw it coming when he started posting those wild videos, sex tapes on IG Live, trying to prove he wasn't gay, caught in all kinds of unnecessary drama. That was already a red flag waving like crazy. Man, this was just a string of terrible decisions. Like maybe, if you're in your early 30s still in the NFL messing with a 20-something, it wouldn't hit this hard. But bruh, mid-50s, getting played by a 20-year-old? That's rough. You basically retired a 20-year-old with your wallet. All that grind, all that sweat from back in the day, just to hand it over to someone whose main skill was clapping on camera? Might as well have put a ring on it, bro. For real. Because what you did was give her everything without the commitment. And now what? Who's to say you'll ever bounce back to the man you used to be? Because even if it ain't on your criminal record, it's burned into the court of public opinion. You that guy now, the one who can't be trusted. The one ESPN's side-eyeing. Like, yo, we can't have him around major talent or sponsors or anyone important. That's what it becomes. It's not even about what actually happened. It's how you carry yourself. And when people see a grown man spiral like this over some cheeks, they start whispering, yo, what's really up with him? You lose control, you lose image, and eventually, you lose opportunities. Suddenly the brands pull back. Boost Mobile and others, they slow down them callbacks. Folks hesitate. Nobody wants to gamble their brand on someone who's got drama stuck to them like duct tape. And look, don't get it twisted. It's good he paid and didn't drag it through the mud any longer. He saved what he could. But this whole mess, it should be a wake-up call to every black man on the rise. If you out here building something, leveling up, you better know what's lurking in them DMs and them VIP rooms. Not everything that looks sweet is worth the price. You gotta stay sharp, no pun intended. Let's keep it real. These chicks don't love you, bro. Most of them never did, especially when they not even from your world. You think they love you just cause you got a name? Nah, they see dollars, not heart. You walk around thinking, I'm Shannon Sharpe, of course they love me. Man, nobody care like that. That's the cold truth. You ain't the main character in their story, you just the opportunity. That's it. It's harsh, but once you wake up to it, you see the game clearly. And I gotta say, I'm glad I learned that lesson early. People don't be vibing with you like you think. You may feel like they rock with you, but it's surface level at best. You worked your whole life to build something, and now folks are sliding in, acting like they always been there. But they wasn't. They weren't around when you were grinding in silence, when nobody was clapping for you. They didn't see the struggle, they just want a piece of the shine. The version of you they chasing, that's just the finished product. They don't know your story, they don't care about your story. They're just looking at what they can take from it. So when they flip on you, when they expose you, when they finesse you, it's not even personal. That's just what they do. And now, you sitting there heated, feeling used, wondering how it all fell apart. But guess what? That's on you, not them. You gotta be smarter out here. Protect your legacy. Move wiser, cause the same ones clapping for you today will rob you blind tomorrow if you ain't paying attention. Now you upset, now you hurt, and bruh, we get it. But it's not our fault. So what y'all think? Should Shannon have seen it coming or what? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button, hit share, and make sure you subscribe to Juicy Scoop TV. We coming with that heat every time.